Hi everyone, JB here and welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. In the previous episode we became junior bracers and now we are just going to leave. Oh look, a blue haired boy. He's definitely not going to be important. Hurry up and come on. Wait for me, Luke. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Oh great, it's Estelle. Hi there, Joshua. Okay, you little twerp, what's with the "oh great, it's Estelle" remark? And what's the big hurry? How about telling us where you're headed? You're not thinking about wandering out of town alone, are you? The roads are full of monsters, I hope you know. You're such a pest, Estelle. Don't you know there's no room for girls to be sticking their big fat noses in boys' business? Quit acting like you're a bracer, you wannabe. How wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks there's better tasting milk in Liberl than the milk that comes from the Purcell farm. What? No way. You're full of it, Estelle. In fact, as of just a few moments ago, we qualified to become real bracers. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Real bracers. Well, actually just bracers in training. But yeah, more like bracers in training, really. Don't you think you should be getting on your high horse just yet, Estelle? Now a high pony, on the other hand. Quit being a killjoy. Wow, you two are great. I'm so happy for the both of you. Oh, Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call a friend. This isn't fair. I was supposed to become a bracer first. I can accept that Joshua became a bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle, who's a girl. Yeah, there's a fair bit of casual sexism in this game. What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? Just so you know, you can't even be a bracer until you're 16 years old. Get it? Only mature people allowed. And that means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. You better watch out, Estelle. I'm going to train at my secret base and before you know it, I'm going to be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. I have no idea. Accents constantly change. That boy Luke, he's always trying to pick a fight with me. I wonder if he just plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's the complete opposite. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. Yeah, he has a massive crush on her. At any rate, what do you think Luke meant when he said secret base? I don't know why, but somehow it just made me curious. Skipping the text there. I know exactly what you mean. A secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young child can be so inspiring at times. That's not really what I meant by curious. And then we can try and leave. But you're reminded that you need to pick up a copy of the Liberl news. So there you go. So you go in here. And you talk to him. Rinnan. Hello there, Estelle and Joshua. What are you in the market for today? A new pair of shoes? Now that you mention it, are there any new ones in stock? You know, like the newest Stragers? Yes, Strager are a sneaker brand or trainer brand that appear quite frequently and they're part of a quest later on as well. Unbelievable. You've actually already forgotten why we came here to begin with. We're not here to shop, we're supposed to be buying a copy of the Liberl news for Dad, right? Of course. Haha, you've always been a big collector of those shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid the new Stragers aren't out yet. I do, however, have some copies of the Liberl news, and if that's what you're after. Alright, I'll take one copy then. That comes to 100 Mira, please. Purchase the Liberl news issue 1. I know my dad always buys a copy of this magazine, but does it really sell that well? It sure does. The Liberl News is an excellent reporter and camerawoman who have done a great job reporting the latest and most reliable news. They're even supposed to have a running story related to Queen Alicia's birthday celebration. But enough about that. Why don't you tell me how you did today? Did you make it as bracers? In training? Today was the last day of training, wasn't it? Yep, everything went smoothly too. But how did you know about that, Mr. Rinnan? In a certain sense, both you and Joshua are like celebrities here in Roland. I tend to hear a lot from customers coming through here. I shouldn't have expected any less from Roland. The grapevine around here is seriously something to be reckoned with. No kidding, the women here especially love to gossip. One more thing before you go. This gift is my way of saying congratulations. It's a free sample item I received with my shipment of goods, but don't hold the free part against me. And you get a recipe book. The maple cookie comes next. What's this supposed to be for? There's a ton of blank pages. It's a recipe book, isn't it? You got it. When you get hurt fighting, if you just limit yourself to healing balms all the time, it's going to cut pretty deep into your wallets. This is where a recipe book comes into play. If you eat food to recover your strength instead, it's basically free. Not quite, but very, very cheap. Assuming you have all the ingredients anyway. So if you eat something new, write down what's in it, and you'll have lots of recipes in no time. So how about we try this out? Go ahead and eat this cookie, Estelle. Receive the maple cookie. Well, I have made it a personal rule to never turn down sweets. She eats the maple cookie and learned the maple cookie recipe. That's how it works. So when you eat something, you learn the recipe. Estelle seems to have these magic taste buds that tell her what exactly is in it and how to make it. So basically, all you have to do is eat the food to learn the recipe. It's as simple as that. I wish that worked in the real world. As you're travelling about, you should eat whatever food you come across that you haven't had an opportunity to try before. Well, that sounds pretty convenient. It's not that I don't like cooking and all, but it's just that I never seem to get any better. It's true. I'd sure love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste buds for once in my life. That's the spirit. And in passing, if you're in need of any ingredients, I'd be delighted to service your cooking needs. You really know how to solicit your customers, Mr. Rinnan. Thank you for the recipe book. We'll put it to good use. Eating the recommended dish at restaurants or using to-go meals, adds the recipe to the recipe book. By selecting the recipe book, all recipes will be displayed. As long as the necessary ingredients are available, the food can be made. So, when you eat at the restaurant and you learn the recipe for a particular dish at the restaurant, you learn a set meal, and the set meals have to be cooked and eaten in the particular place where you make it. So if you're out in the field, you can't just store up the set recipes. You have to eat them there and then. Whereas the to-go ones you can make and then eat whenever you want. Here you go. Sit down, which has to be eaten on the spot, and to-go meals, which can be carried as items. Ingredients used for cooking can be bought at the store or acquired from monsters. It's simple as that, really. We're also going to buy, whilst we're here, a copy of the Liberl news for ourselves. Because once you... Oh, it's not here. Oh, you can get it later. But make sure you do get a copy for yourself once you hand it over. Because it's nice to have that in your collection. Cool. You can buy more recipes from the cafe to the north, but we're not going to do that just yet. But what we are going to do, however, is go here. And there's a side quest that happens throughout the entire game. It's a book collection side quest. And you want to talk to this guy. Thanks to the airliners in recent days, even Roland has been able to get a good selection of books. And thanks to that, I find myself compelled to buy a new one each time I head to the store. But I get yelled at by my wife for getting so many, so maybe I should cut back a bit. I've only got the first chapter of this novel, so if you want, I'll give it to you. Carnelia Chapter 1. There are 11 Carnelia chapters throughout the game, and I'll be showing you how to get each one. Some of them are really hard to find because you have to get them at specific windows where you have to really go out your way to get it. But don't worry, I will warn you at each opportunity. So, whenever you get a book, you can go to the books here. So you got Brace Notebook, Recipe Book, Monster Guide, Liberl Kingdom Map, Liberl News Issue 1, which we'll read later, and Carnelia Chapter 1. If you want to read it, just take time, pause as I scroll through it. There we go. I think it's well worth reading, by the way. I think it's great. Second chapter also has a quest like this for a book called Gambler Jack. But the first chapter version of that is Carnelia. Right, so with that in mind, we're not going to exactly get any weapons yet either. The reason why is, if you look at our items, we have 900 mirror. I basically want to wait till we have 1400 mirror, and then I can buy the upgraded weapons and then make a start on the armor as well. Estelle, Joshua, am I glad I found you two? Oh, hi Ina. Is something wrong? You seem to be in quite a hurry. We've got a bit of a problem. Is your father at home today? Yes, he is. He said something about having to sort out a bunch of documents. But what's going on? You know Luke and Pat, right? Yeah, we saw them not too long ago. Sure we do. In fact, we saw them not too long ago. What's wrong? Are they in some sort of trouble? I don't know how to say this, but I just heard from Uni that Luke and Pat ran off to the tower that lies on the northern outskirts of Roland. You mean the Tower of Esmelas? Isn't that place supposed to be a breeding ground for monsters? That's what they say. Unfortunately, at the moment, Sherazade is out on other brace of business, so I want to ask your father to bring the boys home safely. What are you talking about? There's no time for that. Joshua and I will go after them and bring them back. I don't know if that's such a good idea. The two of you only just qualified to be junior bracers today. Well, no time like the present. With all due respect, I believe that Estelle's judgment is correct in this situation. If the two of us hurry, we may even be able to catch up with the boys before they reach the tower. ... I understand. I will take responsibility for whatever happens. As an emergency request from the Bracer Guild, I ask that you lose no time in bringing about the safe return of these children. That's Luke and Pat. Roger that. Understood. The Ismailis Tower can be reached by taking the western path at the junction along the Malga Trail. You can get onto the Malga Trail through Roland's northwest gate. I'll be on standby at the guild, so if you run into any trouble, you know where to find me. Brilliant. This is our first real job. Come on, Joshua, we don't have any time to lose. I'm right behind you. Literally, he runs right behind you. So we'll go onto the Malga Trail. Remember, if you want to know where something is, you can either look at the map by pressing select or by pressing square. It brings this up. Again, we can buy recipes at the bar, but we don't exactly need to right now. And we are on the Malga Trail. Now, this is the first time, really, where you can come into random battles. And basically, we're always looking for preemptive strikes, like that. And you always get preemptive strike when the enemy's turning the other way. So these are flying felines, 120 health, a bit weak to magic. So we are going to use, well, we can't use any elemental stuff with Joshua, but we can attack. And you missed. Still, as we mean to go on, eh? We'll use Fireball. I believe this should do enough. Just short, of course. Don't worry early on, these guys can't exactly do much. So just attack there, yep, 66. There we go.
We're not done yet.
After defeating them, you get some experience. And I think it's 2 fire and 2 Mirage Sepith for each one you defeat. Now, the way experience works in this game is that the experience is actually dynamic. So there's a set amount of experience that these creatures are worth. And if you're a much lower level than them, you get more experience. And if you're a much higher level than them, you get a lot less experience. It's like a minimum of, you can get a minimum of 1 experience for each critter that you fight. But the highest is like way high. Right, so this is a Lily Mover, and it's really just best if you just use arts for these guys. Like so. They're just long ranges, so they don't actually move at all. But there we go. And for defeating them, you get some experience and 2 water and 2 space Sepith. Now, I'm going to be editing battles out that don't have new monsters, but you do want to take on as many of the battles as possible because you want to increase your Sepith. It's not really experience that we're after here, it's the Sepith. So you can see I'm trying to wait and get a preemptive strike. So with those out of the way, we're going to keep going. You can see I took quite a large hit. That was from an enemy plus 10 strength attack, which really hurt. Yeah, early on in the game, the monsters can really hit hard, so you just need to be a bit careful and just be aware of your hit points. It becomes easier later on, obviously, but yeah, to begin with, it can be a real challenge. Now, some of the monsters, you really can't tell where they're facing. Okay, and with that fight, Joshua got a level up. Unfortunately, Estelle actually died during the battle, so I had to use my one reviving balm to revive her. But also, it's going to be a slight discrepancy of experience moving forward. But when you level up, there's a chance that you'll get a new craft for your character, and the character's HP and EP restore fully. So that's nice. And then you get some Sabbath, of course, and some fresh herb and monster beast meat. Nice. Cool. So, yeah, just be aware, you are quite weak early on, but it gets better. Open this chest for a reviving balm, and if you check the chest when you've opened it, there's always like this unique line of dialogue. Not a thing remains in the chest except a lonely dead spider. Well, to be fair, if it's dead, it's not really lonely, is it? Think it through. Just think about it. Okay, because it can't have feelings, because it's a bit dead. Right, we want to go left here, and we want to be careful, because enemies can really sneak up on you, because we don't have the information quartz just yet. Okay, so Estelle leveled up to level 4 and learned Taunt. I'll show you what that does. So, Taunt is a craft. I think you can find what it does here, or not. I'll show. Yeah, but Taunt basically provokes enemies. So there's a tear balm in that chest. The chest is empty. I wonder whose fault that is. No comment. No comment. Right. Which way is that facing? But anyway, I'm going to go behind. Okay, let's see. Down here and round. Go. Okay, that's defeated. I think that's it. And this should be Ismailis. It is. It looks like we've come all the way to the Esmelas Tower. I didn't see any sign of them along the trail, so do you think they've wandered inside? It's quite likely that's the case. Let's go in. It looks like we'll need to hurry. Right. And indeed we will. Let's go. It's dark in here. I'm scared. Quit being a baby. We're only on the first floor of this place. Did you hear that? They really did come in here. Takes a deep breath. Estelle, are you alright? Luke? Pat? If you can hear me, answer me now! Those little brats, are they pretending they can't hear me? They might have climbed up to the second floor. They just said they were on the first floor. Let's hurry and see if we can find them. Indeed. Let's hurry along. And we will do that, but in the next episode. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more. In the meantime, though, I've been JB. This has been Trails in the Sky, and I will see you in the next one.